Tingles with flyby. Daily ASMR videos. Hello and welcome to our friend matching service. So pleased that you've decided to use this service while you're in Tingledom. Yeah, so okay, not really sure exactly, except figured it was matching you with a friend. That's perfectly understandable. So here at the friend matching service, basically we're here to match you with somebody else who is visiting Tingledom at the same time, who is going to meet the requirements that you have in a friend. So that's pretty vague, I know, but it really does. It's very individualized, and so it can change from person to person. So for example, some people have, very robust and full, shall we say, circles of friends back home. Don't really have a lot of time to devote maybe to a new friend who would be from somewhere around where they are. So for those type of people, we might match them up with somebody who they'll have, an amazing couple of weeks being able to hang out together or, do a few things together while they're in Tingledom. And then, they might after that just periodically, keep up on Facebook or that sort of thing, and not much else. Some people might want somebody who is maybe in a destination that they go to sometimes. So an example is, we have some people who've come over from the US and maybe they grew up in, like New York, somewhere like that, and their parents have ended up retiring down to Florida. And when the kids go down to Florida to visit their retired parents, they don't have any friends there. And so this is, sometimes can be helpful for those more infrequent encounters, so that maybe they have somebody they can go and socialize with and kind of make a more rounded experience when going to visit their parents. And then of course we have matching based on somebody very, very close to you. And so this is mainly for people who really need a friend. And I think everybody needs someone who's looking out for them, and who they can kind of call on when they really need them. So, and who's close to them, because, particularly as you get a bit later on in life, you can generally have, friends, but they might still be kind of a few towns back, so to speak, if you've moved on through your life. And so it can be difficult to make new friends, and that's a primary part of our jobs here at the Friend Matching Service, is to build lifelong, meaningful friendships. Yeah, so this isn't just, something to be taken lightly. We take our role here very seriously. We understand the difference that one friend can make, and we know the care and just the care and compassion, the fun that it can be to have a friend, you know, and just all those aspects. And so probably for us that's the most rewarding type, but type is, you know, to match somebody with somebody who's going to be a lifelong friend and, you know, maybe a daily or weekly part of their lives. But of course we do cater to all levels. So, now, obviously the way I've kind of described this, that's gone through the geography of how we match friends, but usually just being near someone isn't really gonna get it done, is it? No. We all know that, and so there's personality matching, and it's not necessarily finding somebody who has your same personality, but that complements your personality, because I think plenty of people, if they had someone who was exactly like them, they might get pretty annoyed with them. Yeah, no, definitely. And so, you know, so part of that is, you know, getting that profile done. So what's going to happen here is today I'll go through kind of a series of questions with you, and I'll also take breaks because I don't like to just throw lots of questions at you and, you know, take notes. So sometimes I just like to, you know, insert a little story or something like that to just make it more comfortable for everyone. Because just a long line of questions is never very fun. Yeah, and if you have questions for me, feel free to interrupt at any point. As I said, it's great to get me talking more than just asking questions, I think. So, but are you ready to begin? Wonderful. Okay, so the first thing is hearing that description, kind of geography based. It's easiest to just get that out of the way. What sort of friend do you think you might need in your life? Do you think you need more someone really close? Don't have a lot of friends close to home, or, you know, medium or far away distance just while you're here in Tingledom? Okay, so you want a close to home. Yeah, and I think, as I said, it is the most rewarding for us to do those type of matches. And it's also the most rewarding for you, but, you know, at the same time we realize that some people have maybe too many friends close to home, and it's hard to keep up with everybody, so we always like to take that into account. Okay, so now it's just time for you and I to chat a bit, for me to kind of figure out a bit more about your personality. So, do you know kind of what the terms introvert, extrovert mean, or little? Not. So, a lot of people have conceptions about what introversion and extroversion means, but basically it just means how you get your energy. So introverts tend to need time to recharge by themselves. They can still be very socially robust, still, you know, life of the party types, but it's just eventually that will wear on them and they need some time by themselves to get away. Whereas extroverts tend to get their energy from being around people. So they like to be around people much more. Don't have quite as much requirement to recharge by themselves. That sort of thing. Excuse me. Just got a little something in my throat. So, in that vein, generally, if an introvert wants a friend, they want a very, very deep connection. Generally, it's somebody who they will spend a lot of time with, want to be able to share a lot of their thoughts with. It's not so much about doing things, it's about being together. Introverts will also tend to prefer to do things one-on-one. Not that they don't like to meet in groups, just probably a higher percentage of the time they'd prefer to be kind of just you and them, or if you have kids, that sort of thing as well, but not as much just meeting 5 or 6 of us all together. Extroverts tend to like to go out a lot, do things with more people, find it more exciting, have lots of people around, more like parties, as opposed to just kind of hanging out, the two of you, or as couples, So, with that, is there one of those that, we're not doing a full personality analysis here, and full testing, it's more so just to feel if there's something that kind of jives with you. Is there one that sounds more like you than the other? Okay. Wonderful. Got that down then. Okay. And so the next thing that we like to try and nail down is about your communication style. Yeah. So a lot of this has to do with if you like talking on the phone, if you prefer text messaging, Facebook messaging, face-to-face all the time. Well, because even if somebody lives in your same town, a lot of times you might spend more time texting or talking on the phone, that sort of thing, as opposed to, somebody who might live next door. Which, we can't guarantee that there's somebody in here that lives right next door to you, but, well, magical things happen in Tingledom, so I can't dismiss it either. So you might prefer in person. Okay. Yeah, I think that's one of the real benefits of a friend matching service, is that you can find those things that really kind of satisfy you. So the next thing is whether you're more of a talker or a doer. And this is an interesting one. It's completely different from being an introvert. Extrovert, that's more about how you get your energy and what sort of size of groups that you like to be in. Plenty of introverts are big talkers, and plenty of introverts are big doers, or extroverts as well. So it's more so about what you prefer to do when you are with people. So a talker likes to talk a lot, and not just about necessarily, even if you are, doing something, let's say putting a shelf together or that sort of thing. A talker wants to be talking about, this is what was happening with my week, this happened the other day, what about, this thing going on, and dissecting everything. It always wants to be talking about something going on. Whereas a doer will tend to, if you're just getting together, kind of have to have a plan of something that you're going to do. So it can't just be, we're just going to meet even without coffee or dinner or whatever, and just meet and hang out. It doesn't really compute so much for a doer. They think, oh no, we need to be doing something, going for a hike, walking on the beach, going to the grocery store, that sort of thing. If you want somebody who can go and do things with you, if you're the one that I always have to go shopping by myself, well, I'd like somebody to go shopping with me, or I'm always, working on my car by myself. I'd like somebody who can come over and be with me while I'm doing that and help me out with that. So it's, or, any sort of activity that you might want to be doing. It's more, oh yeah, you really want somebody to be there for the activity. So is there one or another kind of down the middle? It's pretty common actually. A lot of people want a little bit of a melt there. Yeah. So okay. Now the next part has to do with your beliefs. Now, it's not really essential that people share any beliefs. As far as being friends, friends come from all sorts of backgrounds, and sometimes it can grow you a bit to have different beliefs. But sometimes this is kind of for the time for us to really delve into you, and if you have some need, because if somebody believes something that's not very common, so if you have a less common religion, or if you have no beliefs, if you're atheist, agnostic, then sometimes these people may find themselves not having as many people to relate to. And so sometimes that is a huge need, is to just actually have somebody who kind of shares your beliefs to make you, feel better about what you believe. And some people even who are part of what might be considered majority religions, some people feel that need as well, because of the climate of the society that we live in nowadays. Yeah, lots of people can feel like it's not necessarily friendly to those sort of beliefs that have traditionally been much more upheld, Yeah. And that's the thing, we can try and match somebody with you who matches your beliefs, or, give you a bit of a challenge in that way. It's more so just kind of, so, if you feel comfortable talking about your beliefs, obviously the more information we have, the better match we can get for you. Okay. Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, so you're kind of open for whatever. That's fine. Yeah, no, that's great. And I think that's a very healthy way to be, is to be open to lots of different viewpoints, and I think that is helpful in refining our own viewpoints and that sort of thing. But obviously some people really do have a need there, and so we do always like to at least ask to make sure that we haven't overlooked a significant need there. Now, another point that we really need to discuss is basically the time commitment that you have towards a friend. Now, while you're here in Tingledom, it's kind of the honeymoon period, and I say that very seriously, in that when we match you with a friend, it will feel like you were separated at birth. it's really, really amazing to be matched through our friend matching service. And so you'll probably want to spend, a lot of time together, and being on vacation with just lots of relaxing things to do, perfect time for that sort of thing. So you can go and get massages as friends, go out shopping together, go to the theater together, go to the restaurants together, and, just do everything together. And so we're not really talking about while you're here in Tingledom. For people who are only looking for a Tingledom friend, they'll still feel like they're switched at birth. Not switched, separated. That's what I meant. But so people have different perceptions, or just desires even, of how much time they would like to spend with a friend. And so that's kind of what we're, here to figure out right now, is when you're back at home, do you have a really busy life? Or kind of what your schedule's like? Because if we have somebody who works nights, somebody who works days, well, they could be, the best friend candidates, but they're just not going to have time to spend with each other. And it's just going to be a constant, sense of just feeling like you never get to spend time with your new best friend, So this is more just to figure out your schedule. So what are you kind of doing, during the week? Okay. So does that extend into the evenings, or? And so would you be comfortable, going out, or, having somebody come in, 1 or 2 nights a week, or? And then on weekends? Okay. So Saturday and Sunday, any real? I guess we put that on Sundays. Okay, and so that kind of helps us figure out when you might be available. But it's a little harder to figure out kind of what your actual desire is in terms of a friend. Like, how much do you want to see your friend, Like, is it where you'd, love to see them every day? Or you're more, okay, if I see him a couple times a week. Okay. Okay. Just looking over what we've got so far to see what else we may need to know. So I guess the last thing to go through is just to figure out what your major hobbies and interests are. And you'll see that we've put this at the end, and that's because a lot of these things, obviously, while they're an important part of us and important in how we relate to each other and that sort of thing, they are not usually the primary basis for a friendship. Yeah, so they're kind of the pudding on top, the cherry on top. Yeah, they just make it a bit better if you can match on these things. I think it's probably the least important, because you'll find things, you know, we all have things that we relate to as humans, because we all do laundry, we all, you know, have to eat, we all have to clean. There's, you know, lots of things that we can do together, even if, you know, one person loves watching soccer and one wants to watch Better Homes and Gardens, you know, it's just, yeah. So, first, I guess, so do you like enjoying, do you enjoy, you know, watching things, going to the movies, or, you know, Netflix and chill? Okay. Yeah, no, if you have strong feelings on it, this is the time to let it all out. And so, do you enjoy reading? You know, like a book group sort of thing, you know, talking about, you know, reading books together and then discussing them, or... Okay, do you like video games? Maybe be interested in somebody you could play video games with. And shopping, and I don't really mean Tingledom type shopping where it's more about, you know, giving you tingles than actually going out shopping, or, you know, back home style shopping, going out, trying on clothes, or, you know, getting lots of stuff. Okay. And then do you enjoy hiking, sport, physical activity? What do you kind of enjoy in that way? And anything else? Let's see, and then as far as, do you like going out to eat, or are you more, you know, like to cook everything at home, or anything really to do with food? You know, like canning? Yeah, you know, like preserving. I'm gonna take that as a no if you don't know what that means, but unless you're interested in learning, yeah, it's preserving food. Over the summer you can, they usually use jars actually, or bottles, but yeah, might be interested. Okay. And do you like any sort of board games, card games? In that vein, the same kind of with video games, how do you feel about having a very competitive friend? Well, there's people who, you know, like to play and just like, oh hey, let's have a good time. And then there's people who, you know, take things very seriously, and it's pretty much a fight to the death every time they're playing, you know? No, I don't mean, you know, being rude and that sort of thing if they win. I just mean take it very seriously, so they can get very competitive. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I think that's enough information for us. It will take us roughly about 24 hours. So, if you come back in 24 hours, I'll give you the profile of your new friend, and then we'll organize your first meeting. Probably for a dinner tomorrow, something like that. Do you have anything else on? Or okay, wonderful. Well, I'm really excited to delve into this and match you with the perfect person. Okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us for this week's Tingledom Tuesday. There's a new video in Tingledom every single Tuesday. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to Tingledom, be sure to hit subscribe, or else you may never find it again. I do a daily ASMR video, a different theme every day, so you can check out Map Mondays, Whisper Wednesdays, Food Fridays, and of course our Tingledom Tuesdays. Be sure to comment down below for your chance